NXT was pretty decent for the most part. We are a few weeks away until New Year's Evil. We don't have too much longer. I think we have about another 3.5 weeks. So that's good. This was a pretty decent show for the most part. So we're going to get into NXT from December the 9th, 2025. So we kicked the show off with Oba Femi. Got a really good reaction. Oba basically says that he's now a 2-time NXT champion. This is true power. The universe and world revolves around him. He said, let's be real, NXT was not the same without the ruler on top. So the universe does what it does best, and that is find a way to correct itself. And it did at Deadline. He said, the ruler rose from the ashes and reclaimed his title because the title belongs here. He says he's done with Ricky Saints. And come Saturday night's main event, he's going to stand across the ring from Cody Rhodes. And Cody's going to look him in the eyes, and he'll not see potential. He'll not see the future. He'll see the now. He'll see the now. He'll see the inevitable. He'll see the ruler, the destroyer, the bringer of war, in all of his glory, Oba Femi. So Ricky Saints comes out. He congratulates Oba. He says it feels different without him being champion. The absolute era came and went, which is true. He says that he thought about giving up and everything, but he's putting his bets right on this heart, and he's coming after what's his. He said he's going to steer everything back in his direction. He's undoing all his mistakes. He says it's Ricky Saints and Oba. They're 1-1. So by those standards, I gave you your shot. Now I'm demanding my rematch for the NXT Championship. Jevon Evans comes out. He puts himself over, saying that he won the Iron Survivor. And he's not going to wait till New Year's Evil. He said he's tired of being put down. He's tired of hearing that he's young and everything. He wants to have a shot at the NXT Championship tonight. So Ricky Saints was like, nah, hold on, partner. It's not your time. He said, think about it like this. If I get the rematch, it could be me and you for the title. But there's a better way to play the game than this. You've been there for me. I've been there for you. He said it's his call, and he gets it. So Jevon, he put over Ricky Saints. He says that he's going to call a shot. He said, ain't nobody going to teach him at the age of 21. He said he's been going crazy. AAA, NXT, Raw, SmackDown, NXT live events. Ain't nobody going to touch him. He says, so Oba, he's the man he's got beef with for that NXT championship. And there's nobody that I put money on tonight. It's going to be the young OG, Jevon Evans. So Ricky then daps him up, puts him over. So Oba says that both of them are two beltless, titleless, championshipless guys. So Ricky then puts over Jevon, trying to taunt Oba, saying that you're not the ruler and all that. So Oba says that every time him and Jevon have gotten into the ring, he's always beaten Jevon. And so then Oba accepts Jevon's challenge. So that's good. Pretty good little promo there. I like it. Again, these guys are the faces of NXT, basically. Oba and Trick are definitely ready for the main roster, especially Ricky. So even though Ricky turned heel, spoiler alert, he turned heel. We'll talk about it. He's still going to be on the main roster in due time. So that's good shit there. And Oba Femi is just ready. He's ready. So This was a pretty good way to start the show off, and we knew that Ricky was going to turn heel anyway. Like, it was a given. Like, it was a foregone conclusion. Moving on from that, this leads us into a backstage promo segment involving Tatum Paxley. Tatum says that Izzy, you're going to end this pathetic version of herself, that she just refused to evolve. And you know what? You did. She's all gone now, and I have nothing to lose, but you do. You stabbed me in the back, and you separated my heart from my mind, all because I didn't want to play your way. Well, now we're going to play my game one by one. 2 will go. Then it's just going to be me and you, Izzy, alone together. Okay, that's interesting there. I wonder where that's going to go. Moving on. This leads us into the first match of the night. Kalani Jordan defeats Jordynne Grace via the 450 splash. Jordynne Grace can't take a break in NXT. She's not really won that many matches in NXT. And this was no different. I don't know where this mini feud between Kalani Jordan and Jordynne Grace will go. I don't know where it's going to end. I would assume probably at New Year's Evil, I guess. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Moving on. Speaking of Jordynne Grace, she's backstage in the women's locker room complaining. Thea Hale tells Jordynne Grace not to be so hard on herself. Take it from Thea, her emotions were always all over the place. This isn't the time for Jordynne Grace to start doubting herself. It's time for her to believe in herself even more. Grace has everything to be exactly where she wants to be because she's Jordynne freaking Grace. Jordynne Grace asked Thea Hale if she's truly getting advice from a 16-year-old. Thea says that she's 22. She's been in NXT since she was 18. Some people may say she's pretty grizzled. So I do like that. It's pretty good little stuff there. Thea Hale obviously has not been in NXT since she was 18. Well, she got signed when she was 18, but Thea Hale's been doing indie work for quite some time and stuff. So, I mean, you know, I'm a fan of Thea Hale. I like this. I fuck with Thea Hale. She's good. So, moving on from that. This leads us into Mariah May. So she's talking to Ava. She says, as your NXT Women's North American Champion, she knows how much the women's division, how much the women in that locker room idolize her. And they look up to her as something of a role model. But the holidays coming up, she's finding herself in a giving mood, wanting to bless those less fortunate and give back. After all, who doesn't want a little bit of glamour in their life? So, being the ferocious competitor that she is, she decided to host an open challenge, and of course, Ava agreed. So, without further ado, let's see which lucky lady gets the opportunity of a lifetime. So, the entire women's locker room comes out, which is hilarious. Thea Hale shows up, and she locks in the Kimura lock, and then Mariah taps out. The bell never rang, so this was a big nothing burger, but it's fine. I get where they're going with this. This does make sense. Mariah May more than likely will be higher on the card in due time. She's not going to be have a long run with the North American Women's Championship. I don't think she should. I'd give her maybe like a 3 to 4 month run. I would say she should be going after the NXT Women's Championship at least by the time we get to Stand and Deliver. So that's what should happen in my opinion. If I was booking it, that's where all destinations are going to lead. Because Jacy Jayne's not going to be NXT Women's Champion for long. She's not. I definitely have a feeling that they're going to have Kendal Grey go over on Jacy Jayne at New Year's Evil. She'll get her call up. Same thing with Fallon Henley. I think it's time for her and Jacy Jayne, both of them, to get called up. Jacy Jayne's been in NXT for 4 years. Fallon Henley's been in NXT for 3 years. So both of them are ready. They're main roster ready. You put them as a tag team and let them rock. Like, that's what you could do. In my opinion, that's what I would do if I was running. If I was running things in NXT. Moving on. This leads us into Shiloh Hill. He has a backstage interview with Kelly Kincaid. He's excited about his in-ring debut. Obviously, he's a little bit nervous, but you know what they say about nervousness. That's just the body activating the hyperactive nervous system. He feels good. He has all this pent-up energy, and now he gets to unleash that and go smash mouth on Lexis King. Now it's time to show the world why no one sleeps on Shiloh Hill. Shiloh Hill defeats Lexis King. He wins via the Whisper to the Beast for the 1, 2, 3. I don't know, man. I'm not really a fan of this guy. I don't know what the big deal is. I don't. He's just a big dude. He's like, probably 6'4", 6'5", maybe 6'6". He's like 250, 252. So, I don't know, man. I mean, these hacker computer gimmicks, they don't work. They need to come up with a new gimmick for him. I don't know, because so many guys have done that, from Sami Callihan to Mustafa Ali and others. They've done that. Stevie Turner's done that as well. It's like these fucking gimmicks don't work. You gotta drop it. But whatever. Moving on from that, Oba Femi has a backstage interview with Kelly Kincaid. So Oba hopes that Cody Rhodes is watching tonight because he knows that what Jevon Evans is all about, but he has no idea what the ruler is capable of. Oba's going to step up to Cody in his own territory because he's the face of the company. QB1, the man who carries this place, who's going to carry Cody when Oba puts him in the ground. That's what awaits Cody and Jevon. Oba's going to break the Iron Survivor. Then on Saturday, he'll break the American Nightmare. Oba must prepare for tonight's main event. Okay, that's fine there. Pretty cool stuff there. Moving on from that, we get a Ethan Page segment. He puts over the fact that he beat Mr. Iguana and other guys. He says that most wrestlers are too concerned about their social media stuff, their TikToks and all that. He's focused, and they're focused on trying to aim for that finger point photo with their childhood favorite, talking about Triple H and all that jazz. He put over John Cena. He said that in a couple of days, we're gonna watch John Cena walk away for good. And he said basically about a week after John Cena's gone, that man will become a distant memory, leaving a big giant void to be filled, to be filled by a man with a giant ego, the same man who won the NXT championship in record time. He's talking about himself. So, he put over how he's doing work in AAA and everything else. So, he says, folks, there are three most important days to everyone in the entire world. The day you're brought into this world, the day you leave this world, and the day you realize that Ethan Page is the biggest superstar WWE has to offer. That was great. That was hilarious. I laughed on that one. That was some good shit there. He says, then going forward, under his supervision, NXT will be perfectly fine. So the lights go out. Tony D shows up and he drops Ethan Page with the forget about it, and then he pours the broken hat pieces on top of Ethan Page. So I don't know what they're doing with Tony D'Angelo. I like it how he's just silently taking out people like Jevon Evans and Ethan Page. It's interesting. He'll probably do this again next week, and then we probably should get a explanation too. We need to know why he's doing this. He's been going for a while, so we need time. I'd say have him do this again next week, but then also after he does it, give him a mic where he can cut a good 2-3 minute promo saying why he's doing what he's doing. So, there is that. But good shit there. Moving on. So, Thea Hill, my bad, I'm sorry about that. Ava, she's talking to Joe Hendry, Leon Slater, and Miles Bourne. So, basically, she makes a fatal 4-way for next week. The winner of that will face Oba Femi at New Year's Evil. Ethan Page storms in. He's pissed off. He's throwing a massive fit. He wants to know what the hell's going on with Tony D'Angelo. Ava says she hasn't seen Tony in months. Ethan Page calls Ava a goofball general manager, which in fact she is. Ethan Page has a lizard. Had a lizard stealing his car last week. This week he has someone who's been out of action for 6 months, attacking him for absolutely no reason. Where's the love? So Miles Bourne tries to scare Ethan Page by saying that somebody's behind him. Okay, that's fine. There, moving on. So Ruka defeats Ren Sinclair, and Zarya was watching this match, and she ends up walking out for whatever reason. She walks out of the match. She's in the crowd, and she walks away. So Ruka wins via the Soul Snatcher, and so Ruka then runs after Zarya, tries to chase her down. Who cares about this? Moving on from that, Jacy Jayne shows up. She cuts a promo talking about all the accomplishments that she's done and everything else. She says she's going to beat Kendal Grey at New Year's Evil. Her 15 minutes of fame are going to be up. She said this crash, this downward spiral she's going to send her on is going to be catastrophic. She says that these people are going to move on to the new favorite of the month. They always do. So, she said that she's owned 2025. It's been the year of Jacy freaking Jayne. She's been overhyped, underappreciated, and overlooked. Overlooked and underappreciated. She's the most dominant woman in the deepest women's division in history. She put herself over. How she became a two-time NXT Women's Champion, and how she held the TNA Knockouts Championship at the same time. So Kendal Grey, she says that she's going to beat Jacy Jayne. She didn't really say too much. The promo was okay, but it could have been better. There's that. Then basically, Fatal Influence, they start to brawl with Kendal Grey and Ren Sinclair. Okay, that's fine there. Whatever. Moving on from that, we get a Hank and Tank vignette. Who cares about that? It's just talking about their time in Japan and Pro Wrestling Noah. Don't care. Moving on, so Mariah May, she's in Ava's office. She doesn't want any more open challenges. Ava says that's fine. It's not going to happen. But she is going to put her title on the line, and that's going to be against Thea Hale. So, and then, she's pissed off about that. So, that's fine. Moving on. So Ruka, she catches up with Zarya in the parking lot. So Ruka wants to know why Zarya was in the crowd tonight. Zarya says they know they haven't had their talk yet, so she wanted just to support her. That means a lot to Soul Ruka. Zarya wishes Soul good luck in her match against Bayley at Saturday night's main event. Soul says that she wants Zarya in a corner on Saturday, and the two of them have a hug it out moment. And Zarya says that she's never had a friend like Soul Ruka before. What the fuck is this lesbian shit? Enough. Have Zarya turn heel on Soul Ruka or vice versa. It doesn't matter. End this shit, please. My God. I'm hoping on Saturday that Zarya maybe cost Soul Ruka the win, maybe. Or she comes close to beating Bayley, which she won't. But Zarya should, turn on Soul Ruka post-match or something. I don't know. Just turn fucking Zarya heel, please. Moving on. Main event of the evening. Oba Femi defeats Jevon Evans via the fall from Grace Powerbomb. This is a really good match. He retains the NXT Championship. Ricky Saints comes out towards the end of the match. Jevon Evans has a fury of offense. He ends up hitting several cutters in the match. So referee goes for a 2 count. He's yanked out of the ring by Ricky Saints. And then Oba hits the fall from Grace. And then Oba has a brief stare down with Ricky Saints, and then that was it. So this is fine. We all knew that Ricky Saints was going to turn heel anyway. This makes the most sense. This is kind of justified in a way if you think about it. I think what they might end up doing is probably doing a triple threat, probably. Ricky Saints, Oba Femi, Jevon Evans at some point. They probably are going to go that route. They've done triple threat matches with Oba in the past before, so why wouldn't they do it again? Trick Williams was not on this show. I would imagine that Trick Williams should get his call up to the main roster either this week or next week on SmackDown because his fiance, Last Legend, is there. But Ricky Saints turning heel is fine. And I do think that Ricky's not going to be in NXT too much longer. He should be up on the main roster, I would say, by WrestleMania season. So I'm going to say the Raw or SmackDown after Mania is when we'll see Ricky Saints be on the main roster. So, there's that. I think Oba's ready for the main roster as well. So both guys should get called up. And you can replenish NXT with a couple of evolved guys like Shawn Legacy and all that. I think who's going to win the Fatal 4-Way next week? It's probably going to end up being Joe Hendry. I doubt if it's going to be Miles Bourne or whatever. He's not ready to be in a spot like that. He's just not. I don't know, because I don't see Oba having a long reign as champion. That's just me. I feel that Oba's not going to have a long reign as champion. He doesn't need to hold it long, maybe no longer than February, but that's about it. So, yeah. But NXT was pretty okay for the most part. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.